chocolate. All right, YouTube, this is one of the first ones that I'm gonna make. What we're gonna do today is we're gonna temper a little chocolate. I'm gonna get a little glass bowl. I am putting it right on top of a thing of boiling water. As you can see here, we have got our toffee that we made a little bit earlier. Well, technically, it's just brittle right now, but we're gonna be turning that into toffee pretty soon. I'll go ahead and put a couple of pictures in the thumbnail or whatever you call that, so you can see what some of the toffee making look like. So what we've got here is some detard 55% cocoa. What I like about the 55% is it's still dark chocolate. It still has a little bit of that sweetness. It's not quite milk chocolate, but it's still very sweet, very tasty. So what we've done here is we've turned on our water and we've got it to just a slight simmer. What that's gonna do is create a nice low heat environment for our chocolate chips to melt in. And what we're gonna do here is a process called tempering. And what tempering does is it actually gets the temperature of the chocolate to a place where it will set and be good at room temperature. Sometimes you get chocolate that is not tempered and it doesn't quite get hard and crisp and crunchy and all that good stuff that you want chocolate to be. So we're gonna go in here with about 2/3 of our chocolate chips. And we're actually gonna go ahead and let these just start to melt. We're not really gonna stir them around too much. We're just gonna go ahead and let them start to melt. The reason for that is we're gonna try to maintain the crystalline structure of the sugars. And what that does, it helps to preserve that nice sheen, that gloss, and that snap when you're gonna break your chocolate. So we'll go ahead and we'll start to let this work here. All right, and once again, we're not gonna stir too much. We're gonna let it start to melt, then we'll give it a couple of folds. Once it's about 2/3 melted, we're gonna go ahead and let it finish melting all the way. We'll give it one final stir and we'll add in our seed. The seed is the chocolate that is currently tempered, mixed in with the warmer chocolate. We will, before adding in that chocolate, I will do a quick test. The way I do that is I get a little bit of the chocolate on the spoon, put it up to my lip, and if the chocolate feels warmer to me, it feels warm to me, it means it's warmer than room temperature or body temperature, so I wanna give it some time. What I really want it to be at is just at or just below body temperature. That'll make it nice and comfortable. All right, I'm gonna give you guys a quick look in here. You guys can see around the corners there that the chocolate is just starting to melt. You can see that right there. We're gonna let it go just a little bit further before we start our first stir. All right. I'll lift it up for you guys. I'm sorry, I really have poor light. Let me go ahead and get this on, see if that helps us out at all. Okay. All right. You can see the nice and melted chocolate down there at the bottom. We're just gonna give it a little bit more time. Obviously, being on video, I feel like I want time to go a little bit faster. Time doesn't work that way, so we'll go ahead and let things go as they are. I'll go ahead and tell you a quick little story. The first time I had made this recipe, I was very interested in finding out what else you could put inside that toffee. The first imagination that I had was bacon. So the first ever toffee that I ever made was gonna be a bacon and almond with sea salt. I have to tell you, it was absolutely delicious. Put that layer of chocolate on. It was nice, it snapped, it had that bacony goodness. So I encourage you guys to try different things when you make stuff. It's important to learn that basic recipe, but once you do, it's like a pizza, you can put anything on it. All right, as long as you enjoy it, or the people you're feeding. And if you're doing it out of care and out of love, trust me, everyone's gonna have a great time, they're really gonna enjoy it. All right, so we're giving it another stir here. I'll give you a little bit of a look-see in just a second, but you'll be able to tell that a majority of the chocolate has begun to melt. I would say we're at about 50% melted there. Okay. So I've been tinkering around. I don't know, am I supposed to be the bearded chef? Only issue with that is I'm planning on shaving this beard off in like the next month or so, but at least my first name could be the bearded chef. We're gonna let that chocolate sit. I know I've said that a few times. We've been running about 4.5 minutes, but we'll cut this down, I think, when we go into post-production. And when I say we, I mean me, or if I can convince my 13-year-old son to get involved and partake, maybe he'll be the next one. Only thing I'm thinking about now is why I didn't wear that chef's coat. Okay. So I had talked a little bit before about getting to a stage where a majority of the chocolate is melted, about 2/3 of the way. So we are there. I'm gonna go ahead and just let this sit, let it finish melting. All right, so once this gets that final little melt and we're right about there, I'm gonna go ahead and add the seed, okay? And then the last thing that we're gonna do once we've got a nice smooth consistency and we've checked the temp on that tempered chocolate, we're gonna go ahead and do our pour. So, we are now gonna give this stir. We are at full melt. Just got a little steam on the bowl. All right, and we're gonna come off. All right, you can see we've got nice melted chocolate. We wanna make sure that we get it nice and cool to the proper temperature. I'll go ahead and do the lip test. It's a little warm, so we'll give it just another little mix. All right, we're right at temperature. I'm gonna go ahead and get these last seeds in. And the residual heat right here, I'll show you what it looks like. Just the residual heat from that melted chocolate. And get our chocolate chips. Right where we want them to be. All right. Look at that. That is just beautiful. Just getting the last little melts going. Really, you gotta be looking at this. Beautiful. All right, so you can see now that this chocolate is completely there. That beautiful, smooth, silky consistency. Just gorgeous. All right, so now we're gonna go ahead and we are